we are going to completely vlog it.
I decided to do the Laramie Project. It was actually suggested by some students last year who felt that with everything that's going on in the world, that this is still a story that needs to be told, that there's been an increase in crimes against people of different backgrounds, different sexual orientations, and it goes beyond the LGBTQ plus community. We've just seen a lot of attacks on people in general based on who they are, and this story really focuses on the importance of getting to know people and treating everyone fairly, and its focus on the LGBTQ plus community is especially important because they're targeted very frequently still to this day.
We first heard that we were going to be doing the Laramie Project during the banquet last year in April. That's usually when he announces the shows. Then he announced the season that was for this year, so we're doing the Laramie Project right now, and we're doing You're in Town in February.
At the time, I didn't know really what the Laramie Project was, but after researching it, I was a little taken aback that the play wasn't going to be like a comedy, but I still think that the Laramie Project is a important play that needs to be shown, I guess. So even though it wasn't my most, I guess, ideal play, I was still excited to take part in it.
I definitely have a stronger feeling towards the events in the Laramie Project because I wasn't very educated before. I just knew like it was about a murder of a gay man, but now that I see the story with it and all these people's experiences and how they felt throughout the whole thing, it's made me feel a deeper connection towards the story, as well as like the LGBTQ community and my feelings towards like hate and discrimination.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult with these type of characters since there are real characters. It's difficult in the sense that you have less space to work, you take less character choices because you have to base it off, a real person, so you can't like completely change the personality. And it's, really important that we portray these characters with a lot of respect, and since they are real people, a lot of respect and a lot of like attention to detail on all their like mannerisms and their speech and maybe their vocabularies, and we focus on that, we hone that for our characters.
So Sergeant Hing is the chief investigator on the Matthew Shepard case. He is a sergeant for the Laramie Police Department, and so overall he just kind of oversees everything going on in the investigations. I also play Rob Debris. He's a detective for the Albany County Police Department. He is also on the Matthew Shepard case. Sergeant Hing and Rob Debris kind of have similar roles, so it's a little bit hard to differentiate between the two, but Rob Debris actually gets to interrogate Matthew Shepard's killer, Aaron McKinney, so I think that's a really interesting and kind of a powerful scene, I guess. And it's also interesting to see how their characters change throughout the play, just their viewpoints and whatnot.
Because Zubaydah is very outspoken, she will not hold back her opinions. She will speak freely about them. I don't think she's very hesitant of what people think. She will speak her mind because what she thinks is important to say out loud to an audience and the people in Laramie. So that's what I think. To bring her tone and character to life, I think I just kind of think of myself be a motivational speaker, be those people who are trying to give a speech on something that they want, to persuade people in a way, but also just motivate people, a motivational speaker. That's how I think of her.
I think Marge Murray specifically, she really humanizes the story, and she's very welcoming towards this new group of people trying to come to Laramie to try to capture the story, and she's just it's showing you that Laramie is kind of more than just what happened to it, but it's also showing you that this happened and this is how the people reacted to it.
I really hope that the audience takes away maybe a new mindset on homosexuality. A lot of the cast members, their parents, are pretty against gay people, and I really hope to, I don't expect to change a bunch of minds or change the world or whatever, make the world a better place, but if I can just like one person, if I could just get them to think a little differently, to empathize with Matthew Shepard and to think more critically about gay people and maybe even go into supporting them.
The difference between directing a show based on true events and a fictional story is really having the actors do some research to learn about the characters that they portray. There's archival footage that can be looked at, but really the main approach is really trying to get to truth. And even when we're doing a play that has fictional characters, we look at the character and think about what the truth is. Why does the character behave in the way that they do? And for something that's real, it's the same thing, finding the truth and what made people behave the way that they did in real life, and recreating it so that audiences can see how impactful behavior can be.
Mr. Vega grounds us. He gets us to connect to the story, and we're all portraying people way out of our age range. So he just slow down, take your time, and he gives us very helpful tips.
So we have kind of obviously as it's our character, we have kind of a rough approximation of what it is. But Mr. Vega will definitely streamline that and shape out the rough edges. And he basically just sharpens our character, makes them a little bit more presentable than what we initially have planned for them.
I think that the most difficult thing in trying to work with the students and get them to portray real people is that sometimes there are people who behave in very bad ways, and the students that are involved in the production are all very caring and very loving, and they're very nice to each other. And so sometimes the big struggle is getting them to behave like someone who hates people just because of who they are. And the work there is reminding them that this is not who they are, and people aren't going to see them as that. We're creating a character based on a real person.
Well, as a stage manager, it's you're managing the tech crew. So you're calling cues, keeping note of anything that goes wrong or everything that needs to go right in order for the show to run smoothly, communicating with the director, Mr. Vega, and making sure that everyone is on the same page so that everything can run smoothly.
What's some of the most important props, set pieces for the Laramie Project?
The wings, especially. There's a scene where it shows a protester, Fred Phelps, and he's spreading a message of hate, and the wings that were protesting that protest are calling it angel action, and it sends a message of love. And I'm literally quoting this from the show, but the first day of rehearsals, one of the first days of rehearsals, we watched a movie about it, and when in that scene where a bunch of angels came on, I started tearing up, and it was just I don't know. I hope it's as impactful for the people who come watch. I think something that's really nice about having a good and put together crew is that you actually can't tell that crew is doing stuff during the show. If everything goes right, you can barely notice that we're there. All that we leave a trace of is a good show, which I hope that it's a good show.
Our hearts ache for the pain and suffering that the shepherds have went through?
One word I would describe is community, because the whole play is about the community of Laramie, Wyoming, right after this tragic incident happened. And the community that we built as a cast, trying to respect the story, to pay homage to these people and what they had to go through. So I would say that the Laramie Project is about community and respect to that community.